Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of Minecraft the Hard Way. In this case, truly the hard way, I've got to say. I lost a whole bunch of footage. I lost like fully 2 hours of footage in a disk-related failure. And, well, not quite where the invisible bridge is. And yeah, so you may have noticed that my other hard way episode was a little bit short, and even the Dave and Sue episodes were a little short. That and the fact that I've just had a real problem with my frame rate. I'm not sure if finally I've just surpassed the limits of this hardware or what, but I hit buy on a new computer right before I started recording. I've finally gone and done it. I've finally gone and spent a whole bunch of money. So yeah, new computer, and we're sort of making do with what we have. So this episode's not going to be very long. However, please do stick around because I'm going to be asking for your opinion about a rather big thing that I'm about to do. A lot of people expressed delight and consternation and concern for me that I cursed Ridgedog last episode. Don't worry about it. Ridgedog was not really inconvenienced by it because of his power suit, and also didn't know how to get rid of it, so I helped him get rid of it by spawning in he spawned in a statue of the goddess. But he knows that he's not supposed to do that if he gets cursed in anger. So we'll do that. Yeah, I'm running around with a little bit of texture bugs. I'm just trying to mess with texture packs, seeing if I can fix my frame rate. I think that's just what's happened, folks, is that I've surpassed the limit of what my computer can do. This base is a big, complicated base. Lots and lots of carpenter's blocks, lots of textures, lots of creatures nearby. I've done every trick I know how to do. I'm doing tons of stuff, and yet I just can't get back. I even tried rolling back the mod pack to versions I thought were performing better. It wasn't the mod pack version. It was this base. It just finally got big enough. But speaking of this base, I was thinking of doing a few things today. One of the things I'd like to do is talk briefly about what we got here. So, I mean, we got this really cool thing here, right? This is a sorting system, and it automatically sucks stuff out. So I can go do. I don't know, get rid of the paper. Don't use any tag locks right now. And, you know, how about get rid of that bucket? Yeah, and that all goes away, and the things that it doesn't know how to find, like where to put, end up over here. And eventually, when I make places for it, like for example, let's see here, we got a little bit of essence dust. And if we were to put that over here in the foods and stuffs chest, we would find that eventually things would migrate over there. I know that this is a little bit of a different mod, logistics pipes. I've used it before, but it was a long time ago, and I think I've pretty much turned over my entire audience, except for the most loyal of my fans. So forgive me, most loyal of my fans, as I go briefly through this. Where did I put my wrench? Where did I put my wrench? Ah, there did I put my wrench. Anyways, so if you pull out a wrench and you right-click one of these things right here, you see I have polymorphic item sinks. These basically just say to the sorting system, shove things in here that are like what you see. So for example, gold bars. Now it's a little different for copper. There's lots of different kinds of copper, and these barrels automatically ore dictionary the copper. So, you know, if I check out this one, this is for tin. I use an ore dict item sink, which I use a tin ingot, and so it knows to put things in. So my sorting system now unifies ores and listens to the ore dictionary, or rather unifies ingots. Now I need to make a new metal processing system or move over my old one. But what I would like, and also move over my lasers, of course. But what I would like to do is, you'll notice that I've used Mark II chassis all over the place, and that's because we're going to be putting another card in here, specifically a provider. So these are provider modules. What provider modules do is provide the things inside them back to the system. That's a little bit confusing because there's these other things like called supplier, and you can say, oh, it supplies it back to the system. Don't be fooled. That's not what it does. EV power supply. I don't even know what these do. Power supply. Oh, this is actually for. That's cool. But I mean, there's all sorts of things we do. So, provider, I think, is the pipe we want. And what this does is it makes it available back to the network. Now, why would we want it available back to the network? What does that mean? It means that a crafting recipe from, you know, a logistics thing could call upon the contents of that. Oh, look at little potatoes going by. They're going up into this barrel, which is gradually filling up. So, for example, if we want to make all these mythic minerals available for crafting or for requesting from a recipe, and perhaps all of these things, then we're going to need a whole bunch of provider cards. In fact, more than you even see here, because of course the chests are in this under access tunnel. So let's take a look at what it means to make a provider card. It's not too expensive. because we have a lot of these, but basically we need a lot of blue dye, which is a lot of lapis, a lot of blank modules, And yeah, that should be enough. Anyways, I'm very sorry about my frame rate. I will soon have a new computer. See, and that should solve my problems. But until I got it, we're just going to have to deal with it. I will do everything I can to try and keep the experience as smooth as possible. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and make some of these blank modules. They're really not that expensive, although I may have to run outside and grab some paper, or is it over here in the various woods and fibers? Ah, never mind. Don't even have to do that. Right. So I think I'm one short, but that's probably enough for now. Let's just toss this out. I really got us to probably do some automatic mining soon, so maybe we'll do that next. I don't know. What are we going to short? We're going to short, I guess, the dirt. Yeah, we can manually handle dirt. So all I have to do is just basically boop, 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 boop. All right, folks. So I've gone and booped in pretty much everything here. I've only got one thing missing, which is the dirt. And right now I'm just changing the mode. So in this case, I'm leaving one item per stack so that we never empty out these barrels entirely. I could lock type to them, but that would not be super helpful because we actually want to be able to automate, like we're using polymorphic things, so we don't want to necessarily mess up the logistics pipes. Even if the barrels are smart enough to hold their type, I don't think that these things are quite smart enough. For these, though, we can actually go ahead and empty them all out, the ones that are ore dicted, because they do understand the type. They aren't dependent on what's inside them to explain that to them. So, you know, not a big thing. This is, by the way, not strictly necessary, but it is an example of the extremely awesome power of the logistics pipe system, that it can do this, right? That it understands that you have to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this part up really fast because it's not the most fun thing to watch. And then we'll get to why we did this next. All right, I got that all sorted. Everything's going, but you still can't see change to the system, right? Folks who know logistics pipes probably are annoyed at me for beating around the bush. But bear with me here, because what we're going to do next is build a soldering station. A soldering station is a block. Pretty sure it still doesn't need power. But the goal here is that we're going to toss in a little bit of iron. And what we're going to do is wait on that. Let's grab one more of these, one more of these. Now, I want to show you what it means to do a provider pipe. So let's just go ahead and take a look at a request pipe. So this is a little different. Not that one, not a request. It is request logistics pipe. We need to make this as part of our other thing. So I need a basic logistics pipe, redstone golden chipset, and an iron gear. An iron gear, huh? Well, I think I can do that. It's been a while since I've had to build a gear. And there we go. Request pipe. These are so freaking cool. This is part of the reason that I wanted to build logistics systems. So let's just go ahead and we have to put it anywhere that we want. We could put it right here for now. Just go ahead and put it right there. Now, if I whack this, well, actually, no, I don't want to put it here because it will cause problems. You'll see why in a second. Let's go ahead and put it, I don't know, how about right here? This will be safe. That doesn't go anything. Now, if I right-click it with a wrench, not with my bare hand, but with a wrench, I actually get to look just as if we're in AE, right? I can go through and I can be like, oh, I have an item frame, I have this, I have clay, I have porcelain. Look at this. Look at this. How cool is this? Now, if I were to request something, like, let's just say, I don't know, one. How about two? 2 golden apples. That sounds delicious. They're going to come flying out. They don't really have anywhere to go, so they should end up in my inventory pretty fast. Especially if I turn on my coin of fortune. Looks like they went flying off into the wall. There we go. I got 2 golden apples. Now, I can't put things back in from here, but that's fine. We can work on that too. So this request logistics pipe is the first part of what I want to build. And we'll probably, honestly, be making more of those once I get my laser set up. Because what I want to do is attach a version of those. If we just fly over here, I want to attach a version of those to my Thaumcraft system, which that looks so cool with the rain coming into it, and into my witchery system. Right. Now, I may actually use a golem to feed it in there, A, because it's cooler, and B, because it's going to be kind of a tight fit to get, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But it is definitely the case that we can do that. Whoa, God, these elevators are a little bit tricky when you're lagging. Now, that's a cool, but what are we going to use it for? We're going to use it for a logistics request table. Ooh, now this thing is so incredibly cool. We have to upgrade things and craft a few other things, including a crafting logistics pipe, which is basically a system to automate. It's for crafting. It's automatic. Atomic crafting. It's not that big a deal, but it does. It's what we need to do auto crafting. It's different from the. It's like the AE molecular chamber, and then we just got to go ahead and add a diamond chipset onto this one right here. And when we add a diamond chipset onto this, it gets rid of that silly. First of all, it makes it a little bit better just in one way. It gets rid of the requirement that you have to use a wrench. Now we can just use our bare hands for it. Really, really cool stuff. And I would probably use these upstairs. But that's not where we end, because we're going to make a request table. So what I need to do now is make this crafting thing, which is a little bit more stuff. One sec, I will make the gear. And we just Mark II this up, because that's what we need over here. Mark II, Mark II. Right. And so basically, yeah, we're really close to having this working. I just need to finish up the little things that we need. Not this, but like so. So I just need to get 2 diamond chipsets, a crafting table. Yeah, you can see 2 chests, a little bit of iron. I think we have just enough diamond chest. We have we're really right on the edge of what we need. I got to get the lasers brought over here. We'll be doing that probably in the next episode or 2. All right, let me go and get the rest of the stuff. All right, folks, I got everything, but I actually have to power this, so that should be sufficient to power it. So I think now that we're in a position where we should be powering it. That is, if I actually power it. So right now, all these engines are being suppressed. So let's just go ahead and flip that. Nah. Break that. And it should now get all the power it needs. Ta-da! And all I have to do is put this back on, and that's done. Cool. So now we have a logistics request table. Very cool. And this is unnecessary. I had sort of forgotten that this guy needed power, and I was like, does he need logistics power? Does he need regular power? So now all we got to do is just sort of like, never dig down, kids. Straight down. Whoop. We're safe. Just dig underneath the floor here and use a few, maybe I'll make some gold pipes here, because that'd be good, right? Just break this. Add a logistics pipe here, because remember, every time there's a junction, you have to have a logistics pipe. Don't forget that. It's something that you've got to do. You've got to make sure it happens on your own. You can't just guarantee it. You can't just expect it to be guaranteed by the system. And the system won't really tell you. Like, it'll sort of tell you there's a problem because some of the pipes will go red, but it's not going to be perfect. Now, this thing here is like the request pipe, but more so. What am I doing? I just need one. Jeez, Dave. Like so. These gold pipes are a lot faster than the regular pipes. And we're just going to go ahead and run these over here, all the way to right here. And then we're just going to go ahead and put this down right here. Now, if we go ahead and look, we have a whole system here, and we can do things like request exactly like before. We can sort, we can request items, we can see everything, right? We can even do things. Check this out. So let's go ahead. I was keeping all the recipe stuff we need over here for everything. So check this out. What we could do is I'll just pull this up and I'll dump all this stuff back in. It'll go to the right place. I'm not even worried. Get rid of these, this. It's too easy now, really. And while those are getting sorted, we should be able to say logistics pipe. Let's go ahead and take a look at the basic thing. We could put in this, right? And then we can actually, we can request that one be made. Like, we can request this. It'll come. And with that, we could say one of each, like that. Oop. Check it out. And now I could just go ahead and pull these out. So it's like a project table and this all in one. All in one. We can refresh. It's so cool. So this is, and then I think if I go like this, no, it doesn't go back out. So the only downside, oh, wait, can we like this? Yeah, and then it gets sent back out. So, I mean, here we are in a situation where I think if we just go like this, we can actually toss things back in when we're done. So yeah, we actually have a searchable, sortable crafting system now, which is pretty dang cool if you ask me. This is as good as applied energistics, and you'll see as we keep growing the system, it can actually be better. It can actually be better, and we can mix it with AE. When I feel like I want to mix it with AE, we're going to mix it with AE. Right now, I've been trying to do it without anything super technological, but you'll see that we'll have to break that rule if we want to, actually process ores, which will probably be next episode. So yeah, I'm pretty excited overall about this. I'm very happy. I've been putting off doing this because I wanted to do it on camera, because I actually talk to people and they don't know about this amazing block. They only sort of know about request pipes and not about this sucker, which has just turned our sorting system from something passive that we have to look through to something active where we can actually use it. So what could we do with this right away that would be really super cool? Well, I'll tell you the first thing we're going to do. We're going to kick on our assembly table back at the old base to cook up another redstone diamond chipset. Now we're going to go ahead and make this ender chest red, because that's my color. So let's go ahead and request one of those. And while we're at it, we'll request a diamond, because that's what we'd like, in order to go ahead and latch this. You'll see. You'll see. If it doesn't make sense yet, don't even worry about it. Just request one of those. Should just be able to pull this out, go like this, and then pull this out. Yep. And then we can go ahead and put this down. I don't know. Let's put it down. Where's a good spot? Let's just go ahead for now and put it down back here, I guess. Should be good. Should be good. And we'll clean this area up later. But now we're going to go ahead and put a request pipe here. Now, if I were to hit this with a wrench, I could effectively request anything I want. So, you know, if I wanted to, you know, get a diamond in there, I could request one of these, right? And we would see it go flying over in just a moment. There we go. Diamond goes in there. And now we have a diamond in here. And we can use that diamond, conveniently enough, to latch this. So now it's a private chest, and none of the Yogscast is going to go and take my sweet stuff. Now, next what we're going to do is go ahead and make an ender pouch, which is really close to exactly the same thing, except it needs less, needs a lot less materials. Specifically, this much stuff. So if we just go ahead and pretty much, well, we could just kind of request it all. We need 3 blaze powder, huh? Well, we should be able to handle that by going right over here. Bam. Like that. Now, by the way, when you have crafting recipes automatically set up, it's a lot like AE in that you can set up automatic crafting, and then that system will actually request things. So if it seems a little awkward right now, that's just because of this. So if we shift right click, we now have a red setup here. So now I can go ahead and I can, with a tap of a wrench, I could request another diamond, right? Let's just, no, sorry, just do one. And if I watch this red bag, I will see a diamond go in there. Cool beans, right? No problem. And we could, of course, take this diamond out, toss it back in the main system, and it'll get sorted. While weird little sounds go by all the way. But that's not all. That's not really why we care. Because, I mean, like, that's cool, but what's the point? I have to be over there in the wall. But here's where the really great part comes in. A remote orderer. I can go like this, and that's the reason I cooked up more of these. Let's request. Got this, no problem. And a remote orderer connects with these ordering pipes, right? I think we can even make it a color. So how do I make it that? I just need a red dye. Do I have any red dye? Red. I don't. That's okay. We'll keep it like this for now. I can always just dye it later. Wait. No, I actually really care. I deeply care. Rose. Do I have a rose? I do. So let's go ahead. Let's clear this all out. And let's go ahead and... Let's see. Can I drag this? No, I can't. So let's just go ahead and request one of those. I forget that it's a lot easier to craft now. And boom. And then I can craft one of these and one of these and get an awesome red remote orderer. Amazing. So let's go ahead and we just right click this on the request pipe. Okay. And now when I right click this, I think it's shift right click. Sorry, I'm a derp. All I really have to do is make a remote orderer pipe. It's not actually binding to a provider. That's actually harkening back to a very long time ago. So let's go ahead and make this. It was connected the exact same way. I'm excited. And yeah, I don't have any time to research this at all or even practice it. I'm literally doing this entire episode off the cuff, just something I've needed to do. Bound, connect the pipe. Now you might get what this means. Check this out. All we got to do is right click this thing. And now I can ask for anything. If I'm out in the wild and I'm like, I need a painting, please send me a painting. System's like, okay, Dave. And then when I look in here, I shall find that a painting is delivered unto me. It's amazing. So now, anywhere I go in the field, don't even have to worry about bringing anything. I can leave everything behind. So long as it's sorted properly, as long as there's a place for it in the sorting system, bam, it'll end up in my inventory. This is one of the reasons that I was so determined to get the logistics pipe back in, because this system is just the start. We can go further. This is a simple system, but if we want, we could actually make stuff that puts it straight into our inventory using other mods. And folks, with that, I think we're probably going to call it an episode. This is a tough, this is kind of a last-minute episode. I didn't get to do as much as I wanted, but I do feel like we've made very good progress today. You can see that we've just got some awesome stuff here. And I did promise to ask you a question. And that question is this. Folks, I need advice on what to do to show Ridgedog who's boss. Ridgedog, I got to show him who's boss. So, I don't want to kill Ridgedog. I don't want to ruin his base. I don't want to steal his stuff. That's all scrub work. That's not what we want. What we want is something that elegantly and cleverly says, "Hey, Ridgedog, what up? The curse was just the beginning. I don't want to destroy anyone. I don't want to kill Paco. I don't even want to hear anyone saying kill Paco, because he'll be like, no, Paco, and he'll be like, Mr. Ridgedog, I live on your memories, and then I can never ever get rid of that damn voice. But what I do want to know is if you have any ideas. So here are my ideas. One, I'm standing on top of it. We are here at this. I think I still have the glasses in my. No, yeah, I do. I am standing on top of a series of invisible blocks, and I just threw the one thing I needed off through the blocks. That's fantastic. Anyways, yes, series of invisible blocks. These invisible blocks are unbreakable unless you know about them, right? Can't break it. Can't break it. I know it's there. I could stand on it, but I can't break it. Now, if you put on these things, then they appear, and you can break them. But they're pretty much unbreakable, save by the application of pretty big violence. I was thinking that it'd be really cool for me to make a big invisible labyrinth, like maybe just a bunch of interconnected squares and maybe some Everstone to suggest blocks and things like that. Ooh, look, we got more of those. I'll do these for Sue while we're talking. That sort of thing. And then make basically a trap for Ridgedog, a invisible labyrinth that he has to navigate through, because his power armor is powerful. Right? He's got good power armor, and that stuff is difficult to work around. So we have to find a way to sort of show him who's boss and work around the inherent difficulties of his power armor. And I think that maybe an invisible labyrinth is one. The other thing I could do is actually make a Mistcraft age that I know you can escape from, and then send him there. Or maybe just send him off to the tail end of the nether. I don't know. That would be another thing. The third thing I thought of doing was, wait, what? How'd that get there? Stealing his light. Go through with Gaseous Tenebrae and make certain parts of his base unlightable. He'll have to figure out how to make a fume what was it? The fume thing. Fume funnel. Yeah. Fume dissipator. This sucker right here. He'll have to figure out how to make that with Thaumcraft in order to actually get the light back in his base. So those are my 3 ideas. I would love to hear other ideas. Folks who are spying for Ridge, don't ruin it for him, right? Like, I know you think you'd be ruining it for me and go and tell Ridge, but the thing is, and I want you to think about this long and hard, Ridgedog oftentimes plays with folks who don't know Minecraft as well as him. And I have nothing but the most profound respect for Ridgedog. He and Strife, of all the Yogscast, he and Strife, I would put the top 2 in the server that are not from the Resonant Rise project, and then I would put maybe Lewis at next, because Lewis has learned a lot. He's actually gotten really good, and you'll see that with the various builds that he's doing for everybody else. But definitely Ridge knows a ton, and Strife knows a ton. But Ridge, more than even Strife, just knows a lot about the mods, and also just has a good sense of humor. That's sort of why I'm picking on him. But it's not just that. It's because I do not think that Ridgedog actually gets to play with people who know how to prank him in a way that he won't be able to immediately go, oh, all I have to do is this. Like, I have ideas for things I can do, and if you go ruin them, if we talk about it and then you go ruin them, then that's going to not just ruin it for my surprise, but it's going to ruin it for Ridge, who actually gets to solve a puzzle for once. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't ruin it for Ridgedog. You'll get to watch. You'll know in advance. You'll know something Ridge doesn't, and that'll be fun. And you can tell him. You can tell him I'm coming. He knows I'm coming. So don't even worry about that. But don't tell him about this. But tell me your ideas. I'd love to hear them. I'm sure that there are people out there far more devious than I am who know even funnier things. But just remember, I don't want to break anything. I don't want to blow anything up. I don't want to kill Paco. I don't want to like super grief him. Like, you know, the invisible blocks are kind of griefy, but once you know about them, they're easy to clean up. If I were to go and like defeat the Wither and get an a warding focus and then ward his entire base with obnoxious blocks, that's pretty griefy. I think that's not cool. But I would love to hear your cool ideas. And with that, folks, thank you very much for bearing with me. I know my low frame rate's annoying. I know that my lack of texture pack's annoying. I know my voice is annoying. I know that my content's annoying. And the fact that I lost the content I was planning to show, also annoying. Still, I really appreciate your likes and your comments, and I also really appreciate your subscribes for the people who are coming back. And I hope that you will join me next time when Sue and I will probably be doing more exciting things. Bye!